Hello Year 2, welcome to the last maths challenge before half term, where you'll have a well-deserved rest. It's two-step word problems again today, just like we've had all week, so let's get into it. Okay, looking at our steps to success, remembering, read the question carefully, what is first, what is next, decide which operation to use, there are lots of clues in the questions to help us, decide which method to use. Sometimes we should use the one that works best for us, and sometimes we're thinking about being nice and quick, so it's up to you really, and check your work, okay? Remembering to play the whole video, not skipping forward, so that you can always see how these questions should be done, even if you got it right. It's really important so that it gets nice and stuck in your brain, and you can use it when we get back to school eventually, and when you're doing problems on your own. Okay, so watch the whole video, even if you already know what I'm saying. Okay? All right, first question for the day. Here we go, let's read it together. There are 24 sweets in a packet. The sweets are shared equally among 3 children. Their names are Azal, Janice and Tom. Okay, Janice gives 2 of her sweets to Asjal. How many sweets does Asjal have now? Okay, so it looks as though we're going to be sharing some things. So we're starting with 24 sweets in a packet. The sweets are shared equally among 3 children. And that happens first, doesn't it? Yeah? And then after that, Janice is really, really generous, and she gives 2 of her sweets to Asjal. How many sweets does Asjal have now? Okay, so we want to find out how many sweets this little girl has got, because I think she's going to end up with more, don't you? She's been given 2 of Janice's sweets. But for now, let's focus on step 1. The sweets are shared equally. That's a big, big clue. They're shared equally. So what are we going to be doing? Are we going to be multiplying? No, because that would be getting bigger, making the number bigger, wouldn't we? And when we share, we start with lots and everybody ends up with a few, don't they? So we're going to be dividing, you're right, or sharing equally. Well done if you spotted that link there. Okay, so as a number problem, or word problem rather, this part of the question would look like this. Our total is 24. How many children are we sharing with? 3. And we want to find out how many sweets each person has got. Now I'll let you into a secret. I'm not great at counting in 3s. So what do you think I could do? I'm not going to use my fingers this time, because counting in 3s is something I'm still learning to do. So what do you think I could do? I could draw some groups, couldn't I? How many groups? 3. 1 for Asjal, 1 for Tom, and 1 for Janice. And I'm going to share my 24 sweets equally, like this. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to keep going, keep counting up till I get to my total of 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, need to keep going, I'm not at my total yet, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, so I've got to my total. Now to find out how many sweets each person is going to get, let's count up what's inside my group here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now it's good to check that I've got 8 in here and 8 in here. If I do, then I'll know that I've shared them equally, won't I? Because they've got to be fair, haven't they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a good sign. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. So 24 sweets shared between 3 people is 8. You're right. But it doesn't stop there. We know, let's read the second part of the question. Janice gives 2 of her sweets to Asjal. How many sweets does Asjal have now? So these are Tom's sweets, these are Janice's sweets, and these are Asjal's sweets. Now, this is what happens. Janice gives 2 of her sweets away, doesn't she? Where do they end up? In Asjal's lap. You're right. So now we want to know how many sweets there are here. So Asjal started with 8 sweets, didn't she, like everybody else? And then she was given an extra 2 sweets. 8 and 2 makes 10. We know our number bonds to 10, don't we? Shall we just triple check? Let's just count up to check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 red sweets, 9, 10 sweets altogether. So Asjal has got 10 sweets. Well done. So first we divided our sweets, we shared them equally between 3 people, and then we added another 2 to Asjal's collection of sweets. She started with 8, we added on 2, and we had 10 in total for her. Well done, everybody. Okay, let's read question 2 as a team. Here we go. Joe has 50p, another word problem with money. He buys a small drink for 24p. His mother then gives him 45p. Perhaps it was his pocket money. How much money does he have now? So let's think about first and next. So Joe has 50p. First of all, he buys a drink with some of his money, doesn't he? Yeah? So he buys a drink, some of his money has been spent. After that, he's spent some money, so he's going to have less money than he started with. After that, his mother gives him a bit more, doesn't she? And we want to know how much he's left with after those 2 things have happened. Okay, so looking at the first part, he starts with 50p and he buys a drink. So he spends some of his money, doesn't he? So we're going to be taking that money away and giving it to the shopkeeper, aren't we? So our number sentence will look like this. 50, take away 24, because that's how much he had to start with and how much his drink cost. And we want to know how much money he's left over with. Yeah? So we're taking away a 2-digit number. So what's the best method? It's going to be a number line, isn't it? Getting so good at recognising which method is best. Our 50p is going to go at the end here. And we're going to split our 24p into 10s and 1s. Okay, so 24 is made of 10 and 10 and 4. First of all, we're going to take away those 2 lots of 10. Okay, 50, 40, well done, the numbers are getting smaller, aren't they? 30, super duper. But we've got some more money to take away, haven't we? Because we've got 4 1s. So this time our jump is going to be worth 4. Why don't we grab our fingers for this one? So you can see I've put 30 on my head because that's where I landed. Counting back in 1s 4 times. Go. 29, 28, 27, 26. So after he bought his small drink, he was left with 26p, wasn't he? But that's not all, because Joe's mother was very, very kind. She gave him an extra 45p, didn't she? Yeah? So Joe had 26p left in his pocket. He was given an extra 45p. So we're adding that on, aren't we? Because he's got more money from his mummy. Let's just check, was it 45p? Yes, it was. Okay, we've got an extra 45p, and we want to know how much money he has after that. Now, looking at these two numbers with tens and ones, so we know it's going to be another number line jobby, don't we? But which number's going to go here? It's going to be our 45, isn't it? Because that is the biggest number, and we want to be efficient. It would take too long if we started with 26, wouldn't it? Let's split our 26 up into tens and ones. You know what to do. Okay, 2 tens and a 6. Well done. Let's add on those tens. 2 lots of 10. So 45, 55, and another 10 makes 65. You're right. Tick your tens off so you know that you're not going wrong. You don't need to add any more tens on. Now we're going to add on our ones, and we've got 6 of them, haven't we? Get your fingers at the ready. Okay, I've put 65 on my forehead. Count on 6. 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71. So after he'd spent some money on a drink and his mum had given him some extra money, Joe had 71p, didn't he? Don't forget, he didn't have 71 elephants, he had 71p. Well done. So first of all, we took away 24 because he bought a drink, and then we added some extra money, 45p, because that's what he was given by his mum. Okay? Well done, everybody. Have a lovely half term. Keep in touch. I'll be on Dojo if you need me. All right. Speak to you soon. Bye.